Hey everybody, welcome to Texas 2.5. I'm going to be doing something I've never done before. I'm going to be doing a kind of sponsored product review. Check it out. So for the first time ever, a company has sent me free of charge a product to try out and review. The name of the company is the Grill Badger, and they make these pretty awesome looking all natural grill brushes that do not use steel bristles. Now if you're familiar with my channel, you know I've talked about this in the past. It all started when I did the chicken wing cook on my Lone Star grill probably a month and a half or so ago, and I had heard all the horror stories about steel bristled grill brushes. And to be honest with you, I've always just dismissed that stuff and thought people were paranoid and oversensitive and yada yada yada. However, I was using my pretty new steel bristle brush. I had just replaced an old one. The one I was using was not very old. It was pretty new, and I was using it to clean off my Lone Star grill expanded metal cooking grates, which, as you know, expanded metal is diamond shaped. And I had never thought about that before. What I didn't realize was happening was in those diamond-shaped joints on expanded metal, every time the bristles would come to one of those joints up here at the top, the joints have a tendency to rip those steel bristles right out of the brush. And I got through cleaning off my grate, and I looked down at a piece of tin foil that I fortunately had resting below, and I could see 8 or 10 steel bristles sitting there that would have been possibly on my lower cooking grate if that foil hadn't been there. And it sort of freaked me out. I realized at that moment that steel bristles do come loose, and in my case several of them came loose. It's not like it was just one. So I started looking for a different solution. And I really haven't found a good solution yet. I've been experimenting with a nylon bristle brush, but that melts and smells bad. If you use it on a hot metal grill, it can melt a little bit. The benefit to that was it was neon yellow bristles, and if they come out, they're easy to spot. And if you get one in your mouth, it's not going to rip your face open or potentially kill you because it's just nylon. These, however, these are some sort of all-natural, really, really scratchy material that honestly reminds me of like a nice wide broom for your garage or something like that. It's sort of the same kind of woody material that's being used. So this review video is not going to be from a single cook. It's actually going to be from a compilation of several of my recent cooks, in which I take 1 or 2 videos each of those cooks using this, trying it out, seeing what it's like, seeing what it can do. It's a beautiful product. My first impressions were very positive, came in nice packaging. They sent me 2 out, which is very kind of them. This model has the Grill Badger logo burned into the brush, which is sort of a cool looking touch. And it's the one I've been using so far. The other one they sent me has sort of an etched look to it, where the badger's etched in there. Both of them are nice, real hefty brushes with very long handles. This is probably a good 18 to 20 inches long. Nice tall bristles. Those are at least 3-inch bristles. And it also has a metal scraper on it. I used one of these for the first time last night on a cook that I did not record. I just wanted to clean my Weber grill with it and see what it was like. It did great, and what I liked most about it, my very first impression as soon as I put this brush to the grill surface, was that unlike steel bristles, these nice long fibrous bristles actually made me feel like I wasn't just cleaning the top of my Weber grate, but also they got down in between. I never really felt like my steel brush was getting down in between. It was always more of a surface cleaning. So that was my first impression. That's a positive to say about it. I'm going to use it again tonight. I'm grilling some tuna I am recording that cook, and that video should already be up by the time you see this grill brush review. But grilling some tuna tonight. We'll be using this again on the Weber. We'll be using this to clean the Lone Star grill, which is the main thing I'm looking for a solution for. Here in the upcoming weeks, we'll be doing that. And by the time you see this, all of those cooks will be done. So hope you enjoy it. My first ever sponsored product review. And hopefully I get to do a few more of these in the future. So thanks to Grill Badger for sending this out. Check out how the Grill Badger performs in these cooks. All right, so here's our first test. This is just some cheese from some delicious chili cheese brats I made last night on the grill. I have my grate upside down because the cheese dripped and hung through. And I'm just going to knock that off real quick with the Grill Badger. Let's see how it does. Did a nice job knocking off those big cheese chunks that were hanging down. There's still a little bit of stuff on there, but keep in mind, I'm doing this on a cold grate. Once my charcoal is ready, I'll dump that in here, get the grate heated up, and clean it off again. But one thing to keep in mind, you should not use the Grill Badger over direct flame because it is those natural bristles that are not totally fire resistant. It's okay to use it on a hot surface, but just don't use it directly over the flames. All right, we're still cold, but I flipped the grate over the right way, and I'm gonna try and scrape off a few more things that are stuck on from last night's brat cook. All right, so again, even cold, it took the cheese right off of there for the most part, and I'm sure once I heat this baby up, it'll take the little bit off that is remaining. All right, let that lump run with the lid closed and the vents wide open for about 5 minutes. Got our dome temp up to 300. So this grill is pretty hot. It's not super hot, but it's hot enough for cleaning. Spin our grate around, clean the really hot side, the side that's smoking. There we go. And yes, you can spin your Weber grate around with this thing, which is a nice plus, because I will always need to do that. All right, so we started her off with an easy test. She got an A. The next test is going to be a little bit harder because as I'm cooking our tuna tonight, I'm also going to throw on about 5 pounds of chicken thighs to smoke for meals next week. So the next time I come back out to use this grill in a few days, which is when I'll take the next review video, it's going to have all kinds of chicken slime and sludge and smoky barbecue goodness all over it. So we'll ratchet it up a level for test number 2. All right, here's part 2 of our cleaning. This is a few days later. You can see the after effects. If you look at the grate, this tall line of black char is from the tuna, and all that junk over there is from the chicken thighs. Those were the greasiest chicken thighs I've ever done. The entire bottom bowl of my grill is covered in chicken grease down there. Hopefully this super hot lump will melt some of that off. I'm going to break the rules a little bit with the Grill Badger, and I am going to do some brushing over flame because so much of my grill area is over flame, and I don't want to just clean a quarter of my grate at the time. All right, I'm going to get as close as I can, but it is a rockin' lump fire, so I don't want to actually burn my camera or my fingers. But you can see that's about a 1/4 inch high. It looks like burned marshmallows, but it's all the sweets off of that tuna. And wow. Okay, Grill Badger actually just puffed that right away. And I'm not keeping the bristles over the fire for very long. It looks like there's no harm, no worse for the wear. Not a big deal there. Now this grease and stuff hasn't been over the fire yet, so I'm going to rotate our grill here. a little hard to do while videoing. I do not have the Easy Spin grate from Adrenaline Barbecue Company, but I'd happily review one if y'all want to send one out. Alright, we're getting some big time smoke from our chicken grease. Again, before it all gets burned off by the flame, let's see what we can do here. Grill Badger's doing a nice job. Again, one of the main things I like about this brush is that it gets down between the grates. And, hey, maybe that's why you're not supposed to use it over direct flame, because it's all natural. So, keep that in mind. Be aware of that. We're no worse for the wear. We caught it in time. It's looking fine, but just be aware that if you're putting hot flaming grease on your Grill Badger, the bristles might catch on fire. But again, to me, that's a small price to pay to trade up from metal bristles that might send you to the hospital. Anyhow, I haven't done any extra cleaning with the camera off. The grill grate has completely been cleaned on video with what you've seen me do with the Grill Badger, and it did a phenomenal job on both the tuna char that was on this side and all of that chicken grease, and together that took me about 20 or 30 seconds to clean up. And again, I did not wait until the grill had burned everything off. I actually just did it within a couple minutes of having put the grill over the lump charcoal. So test 2 was a little bit harder than test 1 for the Grill Badger, and again, passed with flying colors. Give it an A+ on that one. Next time we test it, we'll do it on the Lone Star, which is the main thing I'm curious to see, because again, the whole reason I'm looking for a replacement for metal bristles is because of those expanded metal crisscross grates on my Lone Star. Coming up. Alright, y'all. Y'all don't know it, but I've been dragging this Grill Badger video out for like 5 weeks. It's time to get this thing done. I think I've been waiting for some sort of epiphany of some awesome test to do on the Grill Badger. And the bottom line is, grill brushes, can't even say it right, they ain't made to be fancy. They're just made to do a common job every day on our grills that we need them done. And as you know, I'm hopeful that this non-metal one will do the trick and will be a safer option for me and my family. Alright, we're going to clean my LSG lid. I have never cleaned it. It's October. I've been smoking in this baby since June, and she's got lots of creosote buildup. So what I'm going to try and do is get y'all at a good angle here and just let you see how does the old Grill Badger do on the creosote. And again, we're shaking a little bit on the LSG here. I hope it's not making you seasick. But it is just taking right good care of that creosote buildup. No problem at all. Awesome. Let's do the grates on this LSG. One thing I've been waiting on over these 5 weeks is to get a really messy cook on my LSG, but I've hardly cooked on it because I've been in school, grad school again this fall, and so I haven't done much smoking on my LSG since school started. And when I have cooked, I haven't made a huge mess. So what's on here right now is some pretty standard ashes and bits and pieces, a whole lot of stuff I just flaked off. Nothing too scary, but I'm just going to give her a brush down. And actually, one of the important things I'm trying to get a feel for right now is how does this glide over the expanded metal. The nice thing about the Grill Badger is even if it does pull a couple bristles out, these aren't going to hurt you. These aren't going to kill you. These are just These are just almost like I said, a garage shop broom. These all natural bristles. I have been watching though, and I've only seen for sure 2 bristles come out, which I expect some to come out because again, with this being all natural, it's not going to be as tough as metal, and I don't expect that. But when they do come out, they're pretty easy to see because they're nice, big, thick fibers, and also these would be a lot easier to spot on my food, on my grill grate, anywhere than those little tiny metal slivers were on my old grill brush. So this thing is doing a great job. It's cleaned up my grill grate well enough that if it were me cooking, I would put food directly on this grate now without any thought of using tin foil or a oil rag or anything like that. I'd be perfectly comfortable having cleaned that off, going right down with food on it after running the Grill Badger over it. And that's from several cooks worth of little gristly bits and char buildup. All in all, I like the Grill Badger. I'm definitely going to be using it personally. As I said, they sent me 2 of these for free to test. I will say this as an announcement. I've recently went over 500 subscribers, and a couple months ago I promised that when I hit 1,000 subscribers I would do a fun giveaway with at least a couple different prizes, including a Thermopop instant read thermometer from Thermoworks. And I will say this, one of these Grill Badgers will also for sure be one of the prizes. I'm currently using the one with the wood burn. There was also one with an engraved badger on it that I haven't used. That one's still brand new in the box. Maybe that's the one I'll use for the giveaway. But I do like this Grill Badger. I have put it through its paces. I wasn't supposed to use it with fire, but I did it on purpose. Got it a little charred up, but nonetheless it survived and it's still doing a great job for me. So if you're looking for an all-natural solution, if you've had problems with metal bristles, or if you believe us guys who have had problems with metal bristles and don't just think we're being alarmists, consider picking up a Grill Badger. Of course, I'll put the link down below. But I think the last time I checked, these were $24.95, if I remember a couple weeks ago when I looked them up on their website. But consider giving these a try. Looks like it'll last me quite some time. And in my opinion, after the experience I had with those metal bristles, this will be much safer in the long run for me and my family. So thanks for watching. Sorry it took me so long to put that whole video together, although you didn't really know it did. But I'm sure the folks at Grill Badger were wondering if I just snookered them or if I was ever actually going to put out a video after I took their 2 free grill brushes. But I do like the product and I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks for watching Texas 2.5.